Hey, what's up, team? This is Coach Last with Mental Grit Consulting, and today I want to really congratulate you for the last 12 weeks of effort that you've been putting in, not only towards training, but also towards developing the mental game and developing your mental capacity to really perform at your peak potential when it comes to this next week, getting into your event and really performing up to your full potential. So kudos for the last week, and thank you for all of your effort. Last week we did talk a little bit about developing a deliberate decision now before we even get into the race over how we're going to respond to the various features on race course and on race day. So I hope you were able to go through that, and I want you to continue to look at that piece as we move into this week, making sure that you're going over your different plans physically and how you're going to approach it. I want you to continue to utilize your imagery scripts as well, as those are really effective in helping you work through transitions. And if you need to change those or manipulate those in any way, you can. Know that you have complete control over them. Just make sure that they're grounded in your reality. Now, with that being said, today we're going to be talking about specifically what you can do mentally. This is going to be your mental strategy. This is going to be very, making kind of deliberate decisions about how you're going to respond to specific things or mental things within the race. Now, in the end, I do want you to really know and understand that this is just a plan. This is a plan that is all about execution, and it can get very detailed. But for right now, let's go ahead and look straight into the workbook and get started here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading of the description here up to you. You can go ahead and read it to get a little bit more detail. But for right now, I really want you to help you understand that there are 4 specific mental aspects that I want all the athletes that I work with to have, or attributes to have, before or when they go into competition. I want them to be prepared. I want them to have resilience. I want them to have the right intensity, and I want them to be as focused on the process as they possibly can be. On the things that help them most. And the way that we're going to be utilizing this is really just a quick experience of developing a plan of, what is it that's optimal inside of each one of these attributes. What might get in the way of that optimal, place or that mental state, within each of the attributes, and then what's going to be my behavior or my response if any of those obstacles come about. So I'm going to specifically go to focus here, because focus is one of those attributes that I think everyone has recognized a little bit more by taking this program, and so we're going to focus specifically on that. Now, for focus is all about concentrating on the most important aspects of your race, switching your attention appropriately, and then mindfully letting go of distractions and refocusing. The question here is what is the optimal focus for you? Where do you need to put your focus throughout the entire event in order to race your absolute best? And I want you to put that within the goal. I want you to write whatever it is you want to put within these 2 lines here, but that should describe where your focus should be throughout the entire race. We've talked a lot about how the present and process-oriented focus is going to be the most effective to help you perform. And if that's what you found over the last 12 weeks here while we've been developing and training the mind, that's fantastic. If you feel like your focus needs to be somewhere else or on something else, that's just fine. But I want you to put down what you believe is to be the best place you can focus, and the most optimal place you can focus. What's your goal in terms of where you're placing your focus throughout the entire event? The second piece that I want you to learn about here or do here is I want you to write down what is going to get in the way of your optimal focus, right? Is there going to be specific distractions that you can kind of be aware of right now? Are there going to be anything that might keep you from this optimal state of focus? Possibly, you can think about anxiety or other people there, competitors or competition, and possibly even, thinking about or engaging in outcome-oriented ideals, whatever it might be. I want you to put down, again, what's the goal within the specific attribute, what's going to get in the way, and then lastly, we're going to talk about an if-then statement. This is an if-then statement of, if the obstacle occurs, then this is how I'm going to respond to it. And this is where we really get into utilizing all of those skills that we've been talking about throughout the entire 12 weeks. We've taught you how to, utilize deliberate focus. We've taught you how to develop an understanding over your body awareness and utilizing the tactic or tool of the body check. We've let you understand a little bit more about the mind check as well, and deliberate breathing and having purpose behind what you're doing. Now, all of those different techniques and tactics can be utilized here to help you focus in on the right things. So if you find that, a distraction occurs, then, what is going to be your specific response? And maybe some of those tools you really liked more than others. But if they help you refocus on the things that help you go fast, then use them. But I want you to make a decision right now that if those distractions occur and if these obstacles get in the way with regards to your focus, that you'll be able to do something about it. And again, we've talked about this over and over and over again, whether it be with regards to your focus, your self-talk, your imagery. If you find yourself in a bad place, that's okay. That's fine. That's no problem. What's not okay is you staying there, is you staying in that deep, dark pit. So we always want to be able to have some kind of response and make decisions about those right now. If you know things are going to be getting in your way with regards to, being that resilient athlete that you can be, or having that specific intensity that you need, or that activation that you need, or even being as prepared as you possibly can be, then make sure you do something about it. That's the whole point of this last piece of the performance readiness plan, is making sure that you have a plan for things that are gonna, could get in the way of your optimal performance that day, of your optimal mindset that day. Keep that in mind as you fill out this form and really get detailed with regards to what's your ultimate goal. We talked about it with specific regard to focus, but go through it with regard to preparation. What's the optimal preparation that you can have, or what are the things that you need to do to be optimally prepared? What's the obstacles that are going to get you in the way of that, and then what are you going to do if those obstacles occurred? With regards to resilience, this is positive adaptation to adversity, to things that are chaotic inside the event. What is the goal place that your mind needs to be in order to be as resilient as you possibly can be? What's going to get in the way of you having your mind in that place, and then what are you going to do in order to help you get back to that place of resilience? It's all up to you on what you're going to do, and you've learned a lot of different tactics and techniques in order to help you get refocused and get a little bit more resilient. I will say right now that when it comes to resilience, when it comes to intensity, preparation, focus, when it comes to the performance readiness plan, one of the best things that you can always do is come back to the present moment. That's always the behavior that can always help. So that's the one thing that I would push you towards. But at the same time, if you have things that work specifically for you, then use them. With that all being said, I want to thank you again for all of the work that you've done over this last 12 weeks, and I really hope that you've been able to take in a lot of this knowledge and utilize it within your training and within, really the performance that is yet to come. Make sure you stay present, make sure you stay in the moment, and keep focused on the things that help you get to where you want to go. If you find yourself in the suck, if you find yourself in a negative place, that's okay. Just make sure you do something about it in race day. You're going to get to where you want to go. I promise you that. You just got to keep focused on things that help you get there. Have a fantastic, recovery week here. This is taper week. Really focus in on your nutrition, on your preparation, and on getting some good rest. Utilize the skills that we've been talking about, and you're going to have a fantastic day and a race day. And always remember that this is just 12 weeks. You can always continue to utilize and develop and really dynamically create these skills over time. So just make sure you utilize them now and in the future as you prepare for other races and new races. With that being said, if you have any questions, please get in touch with me via the contact form on the website. You can always follow us on Facebook at Mental Grit Consulting, and or on Twitter or Instagram. Join us, on all of our platforms, and just let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything that we can do to you or do for you, because we are here to support the athlete. We want to help athletes across the nation develop the mental skills that they need in order to perform up to their true performance potential. So get grit, everybody. Enjoy the next week. Have a great race, and we will see you whenever we see you. Get in touch and keep in touch. We'll catch you guys later.